This video will walk you through the processes of how to add or claim an author identifier and how to configure your search settings. We will begin by showing you how to claim an author identifier. Start by selecting the menu and choose Automatic Claiming. The automatic claiming screen will display. The first thing to notice is that the system will suggest identifiers that it believes to be yours. There are three options that you can choose from. Selecting yes will use the identifier to claim publications. Selecting no will use the identifier to reject publications. And finally, selecting ignore means that this identifier will not be used to claim or reject publications. Once you make a selection, you will be presented with options depending on that selection. If you selected yes, then you can choose either auto claim publications or auto suggest publications. Choose auto claim publications if an identifier always identifies you and you want to claim all publications associated with that identifier. Choose Auto Suggest Publications if an identifier sometimes identifies you, or when it always identifies you and you want to manually select which publications to claim. Clicking No or Ignore brings up different options. Choose Auto Reject Publications if the identifier is not associated with you. This option is useful if you are erroneously offered IDs belonging to other people with similar names, or IDs belonging to frequent collaborators. By claiming these identifiers, Elements is able to better harvest your publications. It also allows the system to auto-claim those publications that are tied to your identifiers. We are going to add a Scopus ID to a profile. From the same screen where the identifiers are listed, click Add a Scopus ID. If you know your Scopus ID number, you can enter it here. If you do not know the Scopus ID, visit the URL displayed on the screen and search for the appropriate author. Let's assume we don't know our own Scopus ID, and we are going to search for it. We can search by first and last name, as well as by affiliation. For this example, we are going to search for John Smith. For demonstration purposes, we are covering up certain fields that contain personal information about other users in the Scopus database. So your results might look a bit different than what you see on the screen here. Once the results display, click on the name from the list to see more details, including the Scopus ID. From there, we could just copy the Scopus ID and add the ID to Elements, which would associate the ID with your profile. However, in this case, we are just going to enter the sample identifier given. The process for adding other identifiers is very similar. Click on the type of identifier you wish to add and follow the on-screen instructions. Another way for the system to harvest better publication results is to configure your search settings. From the menu, select Search Settings under Publications. If we scroll down, one of the key fields to focus on is the Name-Based Search Terms. Here's where you can enter any variants of your name that might be used in a publication. Scopus will often have these formats listed. If we continue using John Smith as an example, we can see that he has two other name formats. If we were to copy these and add them into Elements, the system will harvest publications based on these name variants. Scroll to the bottom of the page and click Save to save the changes. Anytime you make changes to your search settings, you want the pending results to reflect the changes. From the menu, click Publications and go to the Pending tab. You should see a link to clear and recalculate the pending list. Confirm that you do want to clear and reset the publication list. Once that is finished, if you go to Menu, Search Settings, and select Run My Searches, Elements will rerun your searches with the new settings. You should see the status of all of your searches that have run. Once they have finished, you will see any changed results in your pending list. This completes the walkthrough of identifiers and search settings.